Good evening, good evening, good evening. You are tuned into another episode of Access Granted. Your boy, Mr. Antoine, is here. Uh, Happy Veterans Day to all that have served and are serving our military, making it so that we can put on shows like Access Granted and have awesome individuals like Miss Laura Benson in the building with us this evening. How are you, dear?
I'm absolutely wonderful, darling. Thank you for having me. And
Yes,
also, yes, happy Veterans Day to all the vets, and thank you for serving. Thank you
yes,
so much.
absolutely. So this is 4 years in the making.
Uh, about that,
This is
yes.
about 4 years ago when you were originally supposed to come on Baltimore Flavor Radio, my previous show,
Oh, no, no,
and
no, no. Let's correct that. I did come on. I just got lost getting
got
there.
lost. That's right. That's
I
right.
put in the address, but I didn't put in the correct zip code. So I was
Right.
on the street, but not in the right area.
And we didn't get to chop it up as we wanted to, but you're here now, and this is absolutely awesome. Shout out to my sister, Dewana, aka Foxy's baby. She can't be here with us tonight because she has a previous engagement. But we are thankful for everybody that's taking some time out on their Friday night. I promise you, that you're going to see some amazing stuff on the show tonight. As a matter of fact,
No, you didn't.
yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
I did. I have
Yes, okay.
some of the amazing
You
stuff
have
right
two
here.
prints that,
And
yes, two prints of
yeah,
mine.
my wife absolutely loves this one. I can't wait till we get it framed and hang it up in her girly room and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
So,
Now, you know I'm new at this as far as you and I. Tell me again how you wanted me to do this.
so if you go on my page, if you scroll down, you should see us. You should see us, right?
No.
You should because I see us on my Facebook page right here on my other laptop. So it's definitely there and we're live. Not
Okay.
sure why we're not live on. Oh, there we go. We're live on YouTube as well.
Everyone, please bear with me. I'm learning this as we go. I'm still getting used to the
She's
reverse.
literally learning. She's literally learning this on the fly. She went out and
Yes.
bought a new tablet for this and everything. So
Very dedicated to this and very excited and still can't find it live, but okay.
it's okay. So this is what I'll do. Does it allow me to share?
Oh, you didn't tell me to open it.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yes. But do you see the share button underneath?
Yes, and but I
Okay.
have to share it to everyone individually. So,
Or you can just no, you can just share it down your timeline and it'll everyone will be able to
no.
come on.
So share to a group
No, you can just share it down your timeline and it'll
or share
everyone will be
to
able
everyone. Okay. Anyway.
to. You definitely share on a okay. Well, I'll do it this way. I'll share it on a friend's profile. What's your name? Your name is Laura.
Oh, now you're going to be smart and funny. Okay. You have
Yeah,
jokes for this
always.
show.
Yes, we always have fun on this show. So I just shared it to your page now. So go to your page and refresh. We always have fun on this show. So I just shared it to your page now. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I it'll all work out the way it's
yeah,
supposed to.
at any rate. So
Again,
let's
thank
get
you, thank you, thank you for having
yes,
me.
let's get up in your business. Let's get on. No.
Okay.
So for those that don't know, just tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Okay. Well, for those of you that aren't familiar with me, and even those that you do know that do know me, as you know, my name is Laura Benson. I'm Laura Benson of Art. And I state that because we are going to be revamping my name from Benson Originals to Laura Benson Art. That's coming. We're doing a lot of revamping. Also, my website's being revamped. So, back to the question a little about me. Well, I am originally a Jersey girl. I relocated to Maryland many moons ago, but I still consider myself in spirit a Jersey girl.
As you
I'm the
should.
mother of two. I love them dearly. Actually, my son just graduated from Bowie University this past May. Woohoo,
Yeah.
yay. I'm the grandmother of two young ladies, and my youngest grandbaby turned 7 yesterday. She's a Veterans Day baby. So we
Birthday.
celebrate it in more than one way.
Oh,
As far as the art's concerned,
wait a minute. Hold on.
go
Let me
ahead.
stop you not 1 second. Shout out to
Is
my
that your
sister.
left hand or your right hand?
That was my left hand. Shout out to my sister Desiree Hart. She said that her son Najee and your son actually go to Bowie together.
Yes, yes. Hi. Thank you for joining us.
Shout out to Desiree. And also shout out to my man LeBan, aka Exoskeleton, one of the dopest graphic artists in the area, and also a nominee for Graphic Artist of the Year with the Baltimore Crown Awards coming up in 8 days, as a
Wonderful.
matter of fact. Hey Desiree,
Won-
thank you for tuning in. Oh, and she said that you did a great paint party for her as well.
Thank you. Yes, that's
This
going to
is
be a part of our
this
conversation. It's
this
a
is what I
small
love about
world.
Baltimore. It's such a small man. This city is just so.
And supporting one another. That's the
Yes,
part
it is.
I'm loving. Truly
Yes, it
love
is.
that.
It absolutely is. So
Okay,
back to
well,
you. Sorry.
back to me. Okie dokie. Well, I've been blessed with the talent of art. I don't like to say self-taught, so I'll say not professionally trained. I've been creating for good grief now, over 45 years, but don't tell anybody. And I work in all mediums and all different styles. This came about without me realizing it until many years later. I'll just say it bluntly. My art saved my life. I share that in paint parties. I don't go into detail about it, but the time frame I came from was more of a just keep things quiet, don't share your business, um, traumatic experiences you didn't have people to go to, stress, depression, all of these things that in today's society we actually talk about more. Where I came from, you didn't talk about it or you didn't even admit. Hi, daughter. My daughter joined us. You didn't even admit it. So I say that to say that my art again saved my life. My art helped me with a lot of different things that happened that I didn't understand, that I wanted to forget or run away from. And also on the beautiful side of it, my art allowed me to go places I never thought I could go. So as you will see during this journey, I create many different pieces in many different forms, fashions, and medium. And I get my ideas not just from myself, but from observation of other people, life experiences, moods, thoughts, memories, conversations. Even when I used to go out, and I'll show you a piece. I used to go to a location here in Maryland. I won't mention, but I used to sketch every single time I went on a napkin with their Kino pencils.
You have to say hi to mom.
Hi, mom. How are you? Love you. Yes, I'll share. Both my parents were also artists, but not the style that I have. And my father, God bless him, never got to see the artist that I became. So, hi, Kira. Okay, we're going to share things, but I'm loving saying hi to everyone.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of people chiming in, and I had a chance recently to finally come in and view the gallery for myself, and I was really just amazed at not only the overall talent, but my thing is there's a lot of people that can paint, there are a lot of people that can draw, but there aren't a lot of, well, I won't say there's not a lot, but you specifically really put a lot of thought and emotion into every single project from what I can tell. And as you were telling me the story behind and the meaning behind some of the pictures, I was just thinking to myself, like, it's really
A
a
journey.
passion. It's really a passion and a journey, yes.
Mhm.
Of almost it's almost like a autobiography, so to speak. Or
It is
a
very much
thing of poem.
biographical,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say I run into at times frozen, not able to create because when I go down to where I'll be taking you, and you've been there, Antoine, I'm revisiting and re-experiencing
Yeah.
all the moments and times when those pieces were created, and it can kind of short circuit me at times. But anyone that knows me knows that I'll still stay. Well, you've seen my work and my energy level, and my bosses they say the same thing that I'm very energetic.
And
And when I
and
say I have a lot of pieces, what did you think? And you shared it with me when I said lot. or many a large selection. Share with the audience. Your mouth
Yeah,
dropped open too, didn't it?
the word "I have a lot" is like the biggest understatement of of the year when it comes to the amount of work that you have down there. And I just remember some of the dates that were on some of the pieces, and this is stuff that dates back well over 20 years.
Some
And
even 30. Yeah.
yeah, some even 30 years. And the thing that I loved is some of the techniques that you came that I'm going to say you're the originator of, because I've never
There are
seen.
two that I am.
Yeah,
Yes, and I will share those. And actually, and thank you for bringing that up. I developed two techniques. One is called the paint palette collage technique, and the other one is called the recycle technique. And all of you will, as I keep saying, I will be sharing those with
yeah,
you.
that's absolutely. I mean, when I was thinking of the logic behind like the paint party, where you just take the extras and just create something, I was like,
Yes, isn't that? Well, you learn. I don't like to waste, and that's where that came from.
right,
And I also loved when I looked at the palettes after the paint parties and could see the mixtures of paints, and it just made me think of the creator behind it, the guest at the paint party, and what they may have been thinking or where they were going with how they were mixing the colors and the patterns, and it was just wonderful. So I decided to figure out a way to lock that into pieces that I've added my flavor to. And that's where the paint palette collage work came in. And then also, you really enjoyed the recycle technique
yeah,
from one
yeah,
piece to the other. Well, and back to as far as the amount of work I have, do you remember seeing that bin of sketches,
yes,
the stack?
yes,
What I'm asking Antoine about is anyone that knows me or knows me in the last probably 2 decades or so, I used to sketch every single day. And I kept those sketches. They are on napkins, line paper, backs of bills, mail, everything. And what I did was I've taken many of them and I put them into two, what are these, 3-inch binders, and decided that I'm not going to be able to get to every single piece I've ever sketched and make a final. So I put together a book that's called Commission a Sketch to Become Your Original. And this is one of them. And what it shows you is, oh, my hands. This reverse thing is going to drive me crazy, Antoine. See, my hands. Okay. Yes, this is the
yeah.
sketch.
We got it. We got
I'm
you.
getting it.
Mission is sketch to become
And
the original. We got you.
that's the original. The difference with these books, though, is instead of me doing the piece the way I picture doing it, those that have done this with me, they pick out one of my sketches and they tell me how they would like to see it or how they picture it being done. And it's worked out very well. It's really exciting because it actually challenges me to try to do something with it that I may not have even thought about doing. So that's that book.
So I want
What
to
else?
hold on. I want to go back. I want to go back to this comment. Uh-oh. I want to go back to
Okay.
this comment from Roxanne, because Roxanne says that that I can show you a book
Oh,
that you drew for her when she was 8.
let's not do that, Mom. I love you. Yeah, we won't do that today. But I told you I have been creating, if anyone remembers, I think it was called Captain Kangaroo Show. I
Yes.
have been creating since a very, very little girl. I was doing what I found out later was called relief art. I'd actually make aquariums, 3D aquariums in relief style. I built a dollhouse and made the furniture from scratch with balsa wood and knives. I restored my home. I do landscape.
Your mom is
So I'm a
funny.
very creative person. I can't post a graphic. I know.
Your mom is
Thank you.
funny.
Okay, Mom, I will see you tomorrow. I love you. Anyway,
So look,
um, we're gonna tour.
yeah, no, not yet, because I want to talk about another story that I thought was amazing. You said that there was one time where you were going through something where you were having issues with your hands, and you
When I
started.
got injured,
Yeah,
hmm
talk a little
and
bit
I'm gonna
about.
show.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
that's another type of artwork that I do. I also do sculptures, and some of you may remember I was on WJZ many years ago because I had gotten seriously injured by a company that I will not name, and it really messed me up. I mean, excruciating pain. And I shared with you, Antoine, I'm still in a lot of pain to this day. I just live with it. So I can't do what I used to do. But to look at me and hear me, you don't think I'm in pain because I have other things to do. I just kind of learned to live with it. Anyways, to take my mind off of it and help with my hands again because my whole body was in pain, like all my nerves were damaged, I started doing sculptures. Now, when I show everyone these sculptures, I don't mean sculptures. Where are my hands? Okay. I mean sculptures. Very intricate, very small, but you'll appreciate them when you see them. And I was really proud to be able to do those with all the pain that I was in. And again, I haven't taken any classes. Everything you will see that I've done came from in here, and a little bit of everywhere. You
It's
were really amazed at what you saw.
yeah,
I could see it on your, well, every guest I've ever had, they're just like, oh my gosh. And did share with them also, you will never experience Laura's gallery in one visit, ever.
no, you can't unless you just
Even
take.
doing this, you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say unless you just take out a full day and just it's really and even the second time we came through when I brought my wife, I remember on the ride home she just kept just saying like she was absolutely amazed at a lot of the stuff that we saw. And can you tell the story about this picture?
That
The
is
name?
thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And actually, I was inspired to do that by a young lady that I did a piece for. Only there were some other things added to it, and I love that piece so much because without seeing the expression, you can feel the emotions. But
Exactly.
every emotion you feel will be different. That's why it's called thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And I'm sure all of us have had that time or another where we've actually probably been in that position where it's just like, just what's going through me? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
And then the back one, do you remember what the title of that one is?
I don't remember. The one thing that I do remember about this though, and this is something that was amazed not only with this, but another picture that you have hanging down in the gallery, is that none of these, or a lot of these people weren't in the same picture.
Now, that one, that's got a different story. And now that I say story, and Antoine's a witness to this, and so are other guests, there is a story and a title behind pretty much
Every
every single piece I've created. And people are amazed that I remember the titles to these pieces. The titles are a consolidation of the story. The story comes first prior to when I go to the final. Hi, Kira, welcome. I'm trying to multitask here, guys. Anyway, that piece, since you don't remember the title, is called Old School B-Ball. Now, I also tried my hand at photography. I took that photo at least probably about 30 years ago in black and white with the old school camera where you had to actually load the film. I don't know who those gentlemen were, but for those of you from Jersey, that photo was taken in Trenton, New Jersey. 25 years later, I decided to draw my photograph and add my own color to it.
That's amazing.
So, yes, those were real individuals in Trenton, New Jersey from a photograph that I took while trying to study and learn photography. The pieces you're talking about that I will be showing, one is called Happy Hour and the other one's called Gentlemen's Club.
Right.
They are people in the same location, but none of them were in the same location originally. They were all a bunch of napkins and those little sheets of paper that people put when they get their crabs when they're out. I would just snatch those up and, like I said, Keno pencils and start my sketches. And then years later, I just started coming across them in those stacks of sketches and created my own scene from them.
Amazing. So
So, what else? I'm sure there's much more we can talk about with all of this, and we will as we go along.
we could probably
Now,
hours honestly, but I want to get into the want the people to see
gallery.
stuff. Yeah, I want the people to see what you
Well,
have.
before I even get up, this piece behind me that everyone can see, my son did that piece. My son is also an extraordinary artist. I don't know those of you that have seen his work on Facebook or Instagram, and I share
Man,
it.
let me tell you, just a few pieces that I saw in the home. The one, and you can show us the one that's in the living room over top.
I
Man,
have the self portrait he did. The other pieces are in his bedroom, and that's like a no go zone.
yeah,
So, um,
I
these
got to
other
go in there
pieces,
though. I got to
yeah,
go in
and you survived. You
there.
survived. Okay, everyone, please don't laugh at me. But again, this left and right thing is driving me crazy. So this side is one of my pastel pieces, and that piece is in and out and in, just the flow. Here's one to the set, another one, and that's called Celebration. Some of my pieces are framed, not many are any longer. That becomes a whole nother project, and I'm really not up to it anymore.
Yeah.
Now, when I ask you to bear with me, I'm going to go in here and see how to turn us
Oh,
around.
yeah, at this point, you can just turn around and go and
There's a way to turn my screen around. Hold on. I know it was under settings.
Desiree said that she has the one titled "This Too Shall Pass."
Who said they have it?
Desiree,
Oh, thank you.
"This Too Shall Pass."
Yes. I love the amount of people that have the pieces of that have my work, remember the titles and remember the stories. I love it. I'm still please bear with.
All right, we're gonna bear with it. Oh my gosh, she left. She totally left off. She has a brand new tablet, and she's very, in her words, not tech savvy. So, in the midst of trying to figure out how to turn the camera around, she totally disappeared. But I had a chance to visit her gallery, which is actually located in her home. And if I had to do a guesstimation, which is about the best that I could do, I would probably say a minimum of 10,000 pieces. There she is. She's back.
Laughing
And
at me. I know you're
there,
laughing at me.
yeah,
Here it is.
I
Share.
laughed. I laughed
At least
at
I
you.
was honest. I said I don't know how to. Okay, wait a minute.
I
No.
was I
Why
was
won't?
just telling people. Kyra says she's like, okay. But I was just sharing with people that, and I'm probably on the very low end, that there's probably somewhere about 10,000 pieces total. When you add up all of the sketches, all of the paintings, all of the sculptures, and everything else that you do, it's absolutely an amazing experience. And you would have to literally like take it like,
Yes.
hey, there she is.
Yes,
So
I figured it out.
not only are we going to see the gallery, but we get to see some of her beautiful home as well.
Well, thank you very much. What I'm doing is I'm giving the experience that Antoine got during a
Yes,
visit.
yes,
These are
yes.
pieces that I actually have displayed up in the top part of my home. This piece is called Many Faces. Now, as we shared, there are a lot of pieces, so I'm not going to be able to share every title and every piece with you,
Yeah,
but I will try to share as much. Yeah,
we
we'd
would
have
have
to have a week's worth of
yeah, we'd
shows.
have to do this show in like 20 parts. That's her son. That is
This
absolutely
is,
amazing right there.
let's get the lighting on here better. My son did this self portrait of himself several years ago. He is amazing. This is another one of my pieces. Now, as I said, I do multimedia. I mean, I do almost every medium. This is an oil painting. The last several I showed you are oils. This piece, when I was sharing with you how my art saved my life and how I did a lot of my art to take me in better places, this piece I did in Mary J. because at the time I painted it, I wasn't in a good place, and a lot of her music, I would listen to it as I painted re- actually made me feel like our lives were parallel. Like she expressed through words what I was expressing through the stroke of my paintbrush. I'm doing some close ups on the pieces that I was showing you. And, okay, that's the piece that Antoine has a print of. You still there, Antoine?
I'm still here. Go ahead. I have you on
Okay.
still on
Well,
shot. Yep.
okay, because you know I'll get lost or not. Okay, and I'm going to go around here and show you these. These are some
Yeah.
more oil paintings. Reflections of Creativity. This piece is called Jazz Session. And this piece I used mixed media. This piece is called Don't Judge Yourself, Love Yourself. When I did this piece, I thought of how people will look at their reflections and actually judge themselves. And you shouldn't do that. And when you start judging yourself, especially by what you think other people think of you, because you don't know what they think, because you can't read their minds. But I did her hair in what I would call a Medusa kind of style. Because when you allow yourself to be locked in and judged by others, which in turn you're judging yourself, you're frozen. You're not experiencing the beauty of yourself. So, as you can see, I am the storyteller. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to race us down.
We're getting a tour of the home and everything.
I know, I didn't mean to do that, but if I try to figure out how to turn this camera back
No,
around again,
it's
we'll be
fine.
here all day. Okay, first we're going to go to what I call studio/gallery. As you can see, I have industrial racks worth of supplies. I have pieces mounted on the wall. Again, I wouldn't be able to share every single title with you. Now, this piece up in the corner, I'm going to, again, mixed media. This piece is titled Breaking Out of Our Inhibitions. I'm not sure how clear you can see it, but this piece I put on every single bead one at a time. I placed the mask and then painted the mask. And the fabric or the yellow that you see is actually the fabric that they used to use to make casts out of. So I mixed that all together and created one piece. Now I will tell you, yes, I do some boudoir work. So if you see anything that might kind of bother you, I apologize, but I do it out of beauty and love. I don't do it out of any other reason but beauty, love, and to express. So doing a little bit of close-ups and trying not to trip because as Antoine will share with you, I not only have a lot, but I'm always trying to figure out new places to place things or go through my inventory, which is going to be very interesting. Now, what I'm showing you here, this is one rack. And in these racks, oh, see, told you. Well, here we go. Okay, let's go right by. Are many different pieces of artwork. I'm not going to go through all of that because I want to kind of take you around to some other of my racks. And again, some pieces are framed. This is a watercolor. This is an oil, but it's on oil fabric or oil canvas sheets. This piece I did with acrylics and Frisket. So these are some different techniques. These aren't the techniques that we were talking about that I created, but as you see, this is a pencil piece. I'd also do flowers. I do abstracts. I do boudoir. Okay. Now, this is where I wanted us to come, Antoine. When I said I didn't pick out.
New Jersey.
Hmm?
I was saying shout out to James White from Trenton, New Jersey. He's checked in with you as well.
Yes. Hi, James. Thank you for joining us. Now, Antoine did what a lot of people asked me to do, and he got to see my expression and how much it drives me crazy when people say, pick out a few pieces. I don't know if you noticed already, but there is no way that I'm able to pick out just a few pieces. So what I did do is what we're looking at here is I've laid out some of my artwork, and I picked these pieces because these are showing you some of the techniques, two of which that I said I created or that I've started. The first one, the paint palette collage technique. Well, this is one of the pieces that was created from that. And can I hold this up? And you know what? Let's twist. Can I twist us? Yes. Okay. No, I like it better this way. Okay. What I did was each palette that I brought home while cleaning up after the paint parties, I would let dry and then I'd peel it and then I'd mount it onto canvas after designing a piece out of it. This is another one. This one I use less of the paint palette pieces, but as you can see, all the different blends. These, I didn't mix these sections. These are sections that were mixed by the guests of my paint parties. And then I added to it with the women, and this is called the Crossroads. So this piece was actually created from the paint palette collage technique.
So did this come out of just the thought of not wanting to waste the excess paint and everything?
Yep. That's exactly where it came from when I was saying I didn't want to waste. And that's also how the recycle technique came about. And that's what I'm getting ready to share with you. Now, these pieces, such as this one, and also this piece, and then there's one right here. All of these pieces, excuse me, what I did was, and I'm going to say out of boredom at one point, I took masking tape and drew with the masking tape on black paper. Now, when I say drew, I literally ripped pieces of masking tape, placed them on the paper in the form of a drawing or drawings that I had previously done, that I wanted to do differently. And here's another one using that same technique. And I decided to paint over the tape. After letting it dry, all the negative or black space that you see is where the tape once was. Once it was peeled, my piece was created. Once it was peeled, Laura found herself with a lot of masking tape with a lot of paint on it. So Laura decided to do something with that. And this is what came about. I decided to start putting masking tape on press board, cold press board, and then drawing a picture from what I could see and where I placed the tape. So all the colors you see, and Antoine's a witness to this, you can touch it. It is actually masking tape with paint on it. So these colors came from these paintings. This one's a popular one. She's the same technique. Her wrap is actually the recycled tape from these pieces. Same with this young lady. Now I'm showing her, but she's not finished yet, but she's also from my recycling technique. All of this in color is the recycled part. Another technique I did, now this is back when, and I'm going to claim it, I didn't have enough money to buy canvas, but I love to sew. So I took some, well, that tells you how long ago that was because who sews anymore? But anyway, I took some fabric that I was going to make a suit and decided to paint on it. And this piece, the birth or coming into form, she's actually painted on fabric. And I tried to make it look like she was coming out of the fabric.
Wow.
Another thing that I did to not waste, and when I said I don't do framing anymore between the cost, the time, and too much glass broken. Anyway, I broke some glass and decided, okay, what can I do with the glass? So Laura decided to paint on the glass in oils and then press her paper on it, lift it, which is pretty much what they do for printing. So this is a print, a negative reflection of what I painted on glass many years ago. Matter of fact, we were talking about how old this piece has to be, at least 20 years old, because I did that before I relocated to here or to another part of Maryland. This piece I'm showing you, Laura decided that she wanted to be surprised. And I'm talking about myself in what is that, second, third person? But anyway, okay, I decided I wanted to surprise myself. So I went into a room, had my paint on a palette, my paints on a palette, turned off the lights, had a little tiny tea light candle, just enough to see where my palette was, but not the colors. And I painted this painting. And when I turned on the light, I got to see what the colors were. So that's how this piece came about. This piece, this abstract, I did there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 to this series. I took a pad of paper, closed my eyes, listened to music, and let my hand take me where it would take me. This piece in particular is actually titled Heartbroken. So I took those sketches, enlarged them, and turned them into oil paintings on paper. And now I'm looking. This is something else. This isn't so much a technique I created, but this is a piece that I drew, and it's called Enough is Enough. And I decided to do pastels on cardboard so I could get the ripples. I love the space between
That's cardboard.
all the different colors. No, this piece isn't cardboard. This is the paper. What I did was I mounted the paper on cardboard to get those lines.
Okay, got you.
Isn't that neat? I like that. And this young lady, she's a mixture of my using charcoal and oil pastels. I haven't mixed in the oil pastels yet because, again, she's not finished. So I have many pieces that I've done. I have many pieces that I haven't finished yet over here, since we're getting to see everything. All those canvases you see lined up are all pieces I've started and never finished, or may finish one day. Speaking of racks.
Hold on, Laura. Not to mention the fact that you also reupholstered that pool table.
Oh yeah, I did that too. I took the whole table apart. An antique billiard table. It's a Brunswick. Yes. Here are more racks and more pieces to share with you. I don't mean to go too fast because, again, we don't have a week to do this. So, and I want to kind of get us through. If you are interested in seeing specific pieces, or more pieces, you can always schedule a virtual tour with me. And you can go to my website, which is bensonoriginalsfineart.com, or you can always instant message me. Now, I'm going to ask that you visit the website, but also understand that it is still under construction. And as you see the amount of work that I have, I'm still trying to get it all together and have you have a real enjoyable visit when you go to the website. These are more of the pieces I was saying that I had drawn with my eyes closed, listening to music, and then enlarging them and creating oil paintings from them. Now that this is 3 racks we just went by, another. And as I was saying, there are just racks with many, many pieces in them. When we do a virtual visit, I will be able to spend more time on specific pieces with you. What I like to ask my visitors to do is give me an idea of what type of um, pieces they're interested in. I have community, I have family, I have men, women. So I have a lot of different categories. So they usually tell me what category they're interested in, and we start there. And then I mean, I do family, I do people, I do abstracts,
Yeah, that's
I do
probably, I think
flowers.
probably touch on literally every category that you can think of, honestly.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
And
we
this,
have,
oh, this is in here. This is one of my son's paint party pieces that he did.
wow. And we
So
have
I'm not
some,
going to go all the way through that rack.
yeah, we have some people online, Laura, that are inquiring as to are these pieces available and stuff like that. So we'll make sure that we you know connect you with people, or make sure that we tell everyone how they can get in contact with you if they are interested in buying some of these pieces.
Oh, that would be absolutely wonderful. Now, what I'm showing everyone are original pieces,
Look at
and
Nino
I
Brown.
also have, yes. Oh,
Nino.
yes, yes, and yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I gotta go back here, and we're gonna do it right. You saw the back of me. Now, here's the part that Antoine's mouth really fell open. This is a whole nother half to the gallery. And again, more racks with pieces in them. So as I was saying, yes, all of these originals are available for purchase. You may see them on the website. You may also order them on my website. Also, I have prints available, and I also have puzzles available in my work. Now, this is what I'm getting ready to show you. This is what Anton was discussing or bringing up. These are the sculptures that I created to help me get my mind off my pain. Can you see them okay, Antoine?
Yes, this is it's a very clear picture. You're good.
Okay. I love this one. That's called music dancing, and it's actually music notes. And this should give you a perspective on how big they are, because this is my hand. So this shows you they literally could fit in my hand. So yes, I created these in probably the worst place mentally, physically in my entire life, but my art still helped me through it. And here we go. Here are some other pieces. Now, as you can also see, my pieces range in size. I mean, we go from very small to probably very large, different themes, different styles, different techniques. These pieces here, there are 5 pieces to it. This is called Spirit of Friendship, and I dedicate these to the friendship that women will have with one another. This piece, this is actually a pastel piece. That moment, and we all know that feeling, that moment. Again, flowers. Now you're seeing pieces out. All of these pieces don't stay out. What I do is I'll pull out the pieces that people are interested in to give them a better view, to give them a moment alone, I call it, with the pieces. And some of these styles, like you were saying, as far as date way back, I recently painted this picture, but I sketched it when I first moved here, which was over 25 years ago. These pieces, they're about 4 to this. And what I did was I implemented the title of the piece in the background. So commitment, and the background are wedding rings. And then what I did was to balance it out. I went to the extreme with patterns and colors for the subject. So committed couple,
And
animals.
on the sculptures, your mom is letting it be known that each of the colors on the sculptures is a separate color clay. It's not painted.
Yes, they are not painted. They are all separate color clay.
That makes
Thank you, Mom.
that makes that even more amazing, honestly. Wow.
Yes, well, here, let's go back. Every single color is a different colored piece of sculpted clay.
Wow.
And on this gentleman, his note, and this is called my note to my higher power, my Lord. And his, if you can see in writing, it says, "Dear Lord,"
Dear Lord, yeah.
on his little bitty pad of paper.
Wow.
So,
Thank you, Mom.
yes, thank you, Mom. Okay, you reckon you familiar with this piece, Antoine?
I absolutely am.
Yes. And then this one's called Characters of Man. I asked him that, everyone, because his wife fell in love with this piece. Hint, hint, hint. Here are some smaller pieces. Hmm?
He fell in love with quite a few pieces.
Oh, thank you. The other piece you were mentioning, New Jack City, speaking of old pieces, this piece I drew in 1991, and it's called Stippling. I did this with dots.
That is absolutely amazing. I don't even think did you tell me that? I think you
Probably
did.
not. Did I? No, I didn't.
I think you did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I know you brought it up.
Yeah.
And as again, you could see a lot of pieces to select from. And I love having the visitors, virtual and in person, because you experienced it, the sharing of the stories and the revisiting, and it's a journey. It's a biography for me. This is a piece that I did, and it's called "Make Sure They Measure Up." And here I go with the storyteller. What I did is I showed a father. Now it appears that he's not paying attention, but he is. He's seeing more than you would ever give him credit for, but he's not going to let you know that. He's shown his daughter that, as you will see on her shirt, it says, "I'm enough." She is enough, and she knows she's enough. He is a king. He's a number one dad. He's a hard worker, but at the same time, that roughness and toughness to him. And of course, the little boy, lost boy. At this stage in age in life, he is lost. Now, a close up on the tape measure up. At that point, he's not even close. He's still follower.
I didn't even notice.
No direction.
Yeah.
Up here, and you notice he's still down here, but by here, he should have goals, expectations, become a man before he goes in the direction of fatherhood. So he's making sure his daughter knows to make sure they measure up. Thank you for allowing me to share that story with you.
And shout out to Taquis. She's given all of your contact information. She's even telling people to allow 24 hours for a reply. But she's given
Thank you.
Contact number and email address.
And Taquis, everyone, that is my beautiful, wonderful daughter. She's her own entrepreneur. She sells the paparazzi. So Taquis, please feel free to give your information also, daughter. I love you, love you, love you. Now back to when I said I was putting the titles in the pieces. This is another one, and this one's called, can you guess what this one's called, Antoine? Look at the background. What is your child to you?
The apple of my eye. Okay.
Yay! You get a cookie. Now, to give you an idea how long, I mean, these pieces pretty much will last forever, but sometimes when I would do portrait work, I'd have people ask me, well, how long is it going to look like that? I'm trying to get a view without the highlighting. You see this piece? This is a pastel piece of myself that I did of myself in, it looks to be 1987. And it still looks like it was just drawn yesterday. And then here's some more framed pieces, some more oil pieces that I have. Unframed stretch canvas. And this piece, this was a time where I had a lot going on also. And my way of expressing it was patterns. And I'll say busyness, but also comfort and soothing. And this piece is called My Mommy. Matted and framed. Now, I also show you this because when people get prints, they'll ask, well, what size frame? And I let them know it's not so much the size of the frame. You have the mat cut to fit your print, and then you can have the extension of the mat. And when I say cut, this is the piece in the actual mat. This is the mat. This is the frame. Now, that piece itself, let's say, is probably 20 by 24. And I'm just saying that number. But by the time it's done being matted and framed, you're looking at like a 30 by 30 kind of size. So you don't limit yourself with the size of the actual print. You can go as big as you like. I'm bringing you around to more pieces and just at a distance. I mean, so
Can
is
we
everyone getting an idea how much work there actually is down here?
can we go to the one directly over top of the television?
Oh, that one. Yes, that's the one you were asking me about. This is what the piece that none of these men were there, but they were all on different napkins
Amazing.
and pieces of paper that I put them together in one painting. And
Wow.
let's see some other pieces. Oh, this is another piece that I painted on the broken glass and did a print from. This piece I did with my trying to think of a piece that I could do to help raise funds against domestic violence and abuse. And this piece is called One is Too Many. And it's not so much the person being hit in the eye, but it's those of us that see that this is happening and don't step up, or those that have gone through it and see it coming again. A reflection of, or the fact that you're still carrying it with you. So I was trying to, and we talked about this, Antoine, being able to use this as a fundraising piece.
Right.
Now, okay, let's see if you remember what the technique was. Do you remember what the technique was when I used the tape? Because I used it in this piece also.
Masking tape.
No, recycle technique.
Oh.
You'll learn them. You'll learn them.
So much.
Okay.
So much.
Now, one of my favorite mediums was always oils. But one day I decided I'm going to challenge myself and do colored pencil. I never was really fond of colored pencil, but I decided to do it anyway. So the picture I'm getting ready to show you, I did. And I actually, for the first time, won a contest, and I won first place in the National Arts Exhibit for Maryland, hosted by Johns Hopkins for this piece. That's a colored pencil piece.
Wow.
And old pieces, this piece, 1997. So, and more. Oops, did I knock someone over? No. So if you see any pieces that you're interested in getting a closer look at or finding out the sizes or more detail about the piece, please contact me in my website, or you can message me.
Taquise is already on this. She's getting over here. She's
Thank you.
Can you also show the pillows and the pocketbooks and all of the other stuff that you have?
Oh yes, I also paint. Yes, I also paint on glass. So these pieces, and this is a one-of-a-kind bamboo purse with felt inside of it that's hand painted by myself, and also glass and wood that I hand paint. Little jewelry boxes. Tins. These I also use the paint palette collage technique. So when I was saying, as far as you could see how they were blending their colors, I mounted these. They're little tins, like for little girl barrettes or change or jewelry, and every one is a different one. Now, purses. Yes, I also have hand painted zip purses. Like when you go to an event and you want to have somewhere to store your wallet or your cell phone. And this piece I did because before I got injured, anyone that knows me knows I was always in 5-inch heels. I love heels. So this is a dedication to my heels that I can't wear any longer. I also have some of my art. Now this is a piece of my artwork on a shirt. That same piece is this piece right here.
I remember that.
And you mentioned other purses. Then I have these hand painted purses. And inside of them, You can store a cell phone. They come with a makeup brush and a fingernail file. Now I'm going to show you that this piece, this is a puzzle. This piece is called Locked in the Past of Prejudice. I started this painting at least, gosh, let me see. I'm going to say over 10 or more years ago. Hadn't finished it. And it's interesting how a lot of what I've painted or thought about has come back around full circle. This is the piece right here. And with Black Lives Matter and all that's been going on recently, I thought, wow, it's time to finish this piece. But I originally did this piece in, oh, wow, I was wrong, 2001. I started this piece 20 years ago. And all of it's still happening. Locked in the past of prejudice. And here's another carry bag, hand painted. I still have you, Antoine?
Yep, we're still here.
Okay, got too quiet. Now this piece, I did this, oh my, what year was that, 97? Yes. I did this in a moving car. I sketched it on an envelope. I was with a dear friend of mine, Nicole, and her mother had passed. And I was, again, how my art helps me to express what I'm feeling. And this one's through a child's eyes. Because we can say that, oh, they're gone and they're in a better place and we should not be sorrowful. And then I realized how everybody was so sad and so sorrowful, but it's the children that still have the innocence and can see. And that's when I painted this piece.
Wow.
Through a child's eyes. So as I'm sure everyone hears me, oh, they see I am the storyteller. And another hand painted bag. And also greeting cards.
So
and
this
these
is
are shared.
I was going to say this is something interesting that Taquish just posted that I didn't know. Your artwork can be ordered as a puzzle per request.
Yes, that's what that painting I just showed you. Yeah. That's what these are.
Okay.
But yes, you could pick out a piece to have placed on a puzzle. That's what, let's get us into focus. Why aren't we focusing? Am I too close?
It's too much. It's too much.
The painting your wife likes. Here it is. It's a puzzle.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
And then that painting that's on the shirt is also a puzzle. I mean, I have many to choose from, and you can also order one that you like to have.
While you're walking in that direction, let's also touch on the fact that you are an illustrator and that you've done work in books as well.
Thank you. Oh, I love you being a reminder.
We getting it all in there tonight.
Yes, I am a published children's illustrator. We had Alfonso in the Apple Orchard. A young lady, Lois Goins, wrote and sat with me and discussed the pieces that she'd like for her illustrations for her children's book. And Addie goes to Grandmom's house. This piece, I mean, these illustrations, the woman called me from another state. She used to be here and she moved away, and she and her daughter had written a story. We sat on the phone. She told me the story, and I did little thumbnail sketches, which are little tiny sketches of my ideas. These are the pictures, that came from my thumbnail sketches. The thing I love most about these sketches, and I'm going to show you at the end, is that when she received them, now mind you, we did this on the phone, not in person, that her little girl, now you see the baubles and the ponytails? This is her daughter that I never met, and she could not believe that I came so close to her daughter in my illustrations without ever meeting her. So I just love how that all happened through our energy and on the phone. Now, this same little girl, if I'm not mistaken, I think she graduated college recently. So I've been doing this for a good minute. These are the brochures. We talk about the paint party. So if you're interested in having a paint party, you can also contact me about that. With my paint parties, you actually tell me the theme, and I bring you an original idea, and I teach you how to paint it. In saying that, this piece and my daughter remembers, was from a paint party her church ladies had. This piece came from a paint party that I did at Old Stadium Place for Senior Citizen Group. So I do senior citizen homes. I've done them for universities. I do them for anyone that pretty much wants to have one. Bridal showers, family functions, birthday parties. The young ladies told me that they want it, and I always say it wrong. So if I say it wrong, don't laugh at me. I think it's Hello Kitty. Is it Hello
Yep.
Kitty? I think so. Okay. But these young ladies, so fashionable and stylish, I decided to give Hello Kitty a flair. So they had me tickled. They were giving her Tiffany bags. So that's what we do. We start with the idea at my paint parties, and then we go from there and add things and change things, and we just have a great time. Speaking about paint parties and also recycle, that's where these abstracts came from.
Yep.
I also used the paint from the parties to create these. And then I'm not always painting people. I also do nature, flowers, butterflies. And oh, I did these pieces. It's a set of 4. This was a space where I was at that it was like I was just thinking about people and how I would really pray and hope that they achieve all that they're trying to achieve. And there's a song that I love it, and it's called I Hope You Dance. And that's what these pieces are. I hope you dance. So, as I said, emotions, thoughts. This piece I decided to do because I thought about relationships, whether they be man and woman or whomever, how the whys, and that this piece is actually titled how the whys will keep us apart. Why did you do this? Why did you say that? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you? Why? That by the time you're done with all the whys, you're closed into a separation or separate from one another and stripped down to nothing. So this piece is the whys will keep you apart. These pieces here, as I was saying, my son is amazing. This is an abstract piece that he just did. He just actually finished the other day, but he started the flower, I think, a couple years ago. This is a piece that he did. This is his oil work. Now I'm able to show you these because we didn't have to go in his room and find them. And this is a piece he did. And he was thinking as far as, and I hope I get this right because he's a better expert. He actually can tell the stories behind his pieces also. But how some of the things that are said and used against young men can build a wall up within themselves. And the other piece he's going to do to this is going to be the tearing down of the wall.
And for the record, your son has no formal training as well.
No.
Correct?
Nope, no formal training as well. I tell you, when they say it's in the DNA, it's in the DNA. I really believe that to a point. And also you see all these pieces, he's been raised since a little sprout around it. Now, where is that piece? There's a piece that's called Back That Thing Up that I did. Speaking of him as a little boy, that when I did it, he giggled because he was little, and it's like that dance where you get all close on top.
Yeah, that's in one of those bins. That's in one of those bins right there by your steps, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Those bins by your.
Oh, this is another piece my son did of himself. Many years ago. Okay. Well, anyway, with the piece he was cracking up and embarrassed because he was a little boy. He just thought it was so interesting to see a couple dancing that way. And I just got a giggle out of that. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with my son and what he looks like, but I painted this piece in 1996. It's called The Journey. Looks like my son did when he was about that age. Curly hair, chubby face, the expression, everything. The thing that really got me about this piece is I painted this piece in 1996 and my son was born in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that piece always has me like I was telling myself something before I knew it. And I have one piece, well, one left, but I also have had my work on pillows. People pick out a piece and have different items created from my artwork. This piece, I love it. Now, this one, I was using my daughter and my first granddaughter as models for this. As most of my pieces, I don't use models. And my mother touched my heart the other day, and I never thought she saw me that way. But she even shared with me that she she's not able to do it, and she admires that I can do it, that I used to sit and sketch every day and don't use models to create my pieces. So no, I wasn't looking at things or ideas for every single piece that I have. Sometimes I use a reference, but most of the time it's a memory. So this piece that I was just showing you, you can feel it. I sat down with a plastic, well, most people use a palette knife. I sat down with a plastic knife and put acrylic paint down and created this piece. Now, as we go around, you'll see things here and there, because usually, I mean, the middle of this floor, at times, I'll just sit here and just create a piece. Oh, speaking of create a piece, remember the piece did I show you that I was starting, Antoine? Tangled hair?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay. I designed a CD cover for a gentleman that he just picked it up yesterday.
Yes.
And then I decided to go through some of my old sketches. And going through those old sketches, and as I said, you'll see stuff around, I came across this sketch. And remember when I said earlier, yeah, this must have been a bill or something. Anyway, this was a sketch that I did. And I decided, okay, let's work on it. Now, I did that sketch years ago again. And I drew this. I sat right down here on the floor the other night and sketched this out. Then what I did was I took a photo of it because I really wanted to see where I was going to place the words and how I was going to do it. The reason why it's called tangled hair is the concept behind it is how the positives can sometimes get lost or overshadowed by the negative things that we allow ourselves to think about or be surrounded by. So as you'll see here, love, look how little love is. But then look how big lies is, and frightened and worthless. Then I found myself liking this the way it is. So I may do a pen and ink version of it. And then also this will become an oil painting. So all of those curls and hair going everywhere, I'm not just going to write the words, and I'm actually going to make the hair create the words.
You have gotta let me see that when you're done. You gotta let me see that.
Sure. And I have it. She's going to pick it up. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but I designed Broken Wings cover for Lenore, a young lady that I know that's selling her book now. She also sat with me and told me the story behind it. And I created this as a book cover for her.
Wow.
So, everybody out there, you tired yet? So let's see.
Go back up. Go back upstairs because we could do this all night. This could literally last all night.
Okay. I'm just thinking because if I get up there and then I remember something, but okay, we could always tune in. What do they say? Tune in tomorrow. So let's go.
They could always do a virtual tour as well. So
yes. I would love to have virtual tours with everyone.
And then you got to figure out how to flip the camera back around.
Don't even. I just thought about that. Okay. Now watch me be able to do it this time with no. There I is. So
we definitely have some people that are tuned in that are interested, and thanks to Taquise, she's been doing a great job of letting everyone know how they can get in touch with you for paint parties and everything. But
that's my big supporter. I love her to death. And please, everyone, if you're looking for paparazzi jewelry, contact my daughter, Taquise.
But the thing, like, there's a lot of therapy in your art. It seems like there's a lot of self-therapy in things that you've gone through, things that you've dealt with, things that you've seen others deal with. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is very correct. You mentioned that my art is like a biography or a journal or a diary. Yes, it is. And as I grow older and I'm able to revisit it, it's very therapeutic and it's very, at times, uplifting because it shows me where I once was and where I'm not any longer. It's also my way of sharing parts of my story with those that don't know me or those that think they know me and don't know me, and releasing. So when I say my art has saved my life, I don't say that lightly. I don't say it for attention. I'm able to say it now because, as I said, society's changed a great deal. But when I was younger, you didn't talk about it. Or when you're going through trauma and things that have really, I'll say, messed you up, but outsiders around you judge you because they don't know your story and you don't know how to explain your story or share it. I was able to do it through my art. And not only my story, but others' stories.
So,
So yes, it's very therapeutic. And actually, I've had people come back to me, even my manager where I work at. She collects my work also, and she said she loves when she views and visits in my work because she said it like takes her places and she experiences things while she's viewing the work. And that means a lot to me. Or I love when I have an event and people don't know I'm the artist and I get to hear what they're saying and talking about because at times it has me view my work in a way that I may never even thought of viewing it that way or seeing that that's what was in there also.
so I just want to, is it Kira or Kyra? How do you pronounce your
Kira,
name? Kira.
Kira.
You can share
Hi,
this YouTube
Kira.
video at the end. And I'd actually said that there'll be a podcast link, but now that I think about it, there's no point in actually posting the podcast link because that's all audio. And if you're listening to it, you won't get the experience of actually seeing your work. So I probably won't even waste my time doing that because it's pointless because the purpose of this was for everyone to actually see. You know what I mean? Like, I
Hmm.
mean, if they want to just listen to it and imagine what you're looking at as you're going through the gallery, then that's on them. Um, but yeah, you can definitely share this YouTube link anytime. It'll be available once the show is actually over. So
Well, I thank you so much for inviting me to do this. I know there are a lot of people throughout the years that, just as we shared, how many years it took us to get together.
right,
And also, when I say a lot to look at and experience, that was an understatement, that it's beyond that. That thank you so much for supporting me and giving me the opportunity.
absolutely, absolutely.
Because again, I mean, people, they'll see my posts on Facebook and Instagram and think, okay, another picture. Yeah, okay, well, you actually got to be a part of the experience. So thank
Here's
you.
but here's the thing. Like I'm determined that I'm going to help you get a show somewhere, somehow, some way. We're going to do a show, and I
Yeah, the
know,
next warehouse you find, because you see, I could fill a warehouse.
yeah,
And don't tell me to select a few pieces. You know I'm
I,
not good at that.
I already know that. But
There's
um,
Lenora. I did her book cover,
yes,
Broken Wings.
like yes,
It's available on Amazon.
and I know that the end result or what you would like to be the end result is that you would like to actually find a physical place, a physical space where you could actually, and gosh, I mean, the warehouse would have to be the size of M&T Bank Stadium probably to put all of the stuff out.
Comfortably,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, but I know that you definitely want to create a space where you can, show not only all of the stuff that you have, but the you know, whatever else that God has for you that, once you sit down and the creativity hits and like Lord knows how many more of these projects that you have, but like the stuff is just so amazing. I had to do this. I had to.
Thank you. Well, this is a great stage and point in my life with people such as you and many others, and I really, really appreciate you and thank you. I mean, with your visit and your wife's visit, and then also the gentleman that I did the CD cover for, and other people in Lenore's book cover, but more so recently, you've inspired me because I'll be perfectly honest. I used to paint and draw like every day. When the pandemic hit, most people would think, "Oh, she could create every single day."
James said,
No, it
James said,
shut.
please.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, James said, please don't sell his piece.
I won't, and it is the weekend. You told me to remind you, but it actually shut me down. And at first, I took it as, oh my gosh, I'm losing it, or oh, I'm not using it, and da da da. And then it was like, no, this is a reflection of what's like preparation, a reflection of what's getting ready to happen next. And I say that to say is that thank you. You motivated me, and also a dear friend of mine, Poncho. I'm sure everyone's familiar with Poncho Brown's work. He has stepped in and taken me under his wing as he's going to mentor me to help and assist me with the things such as we're talking about as far as showing. and how to go about this. So when I apologize for my website, it's not horrible. It is in progress. And the amount of work you see, try putting all that in a website
Yeah, absolutely.
after 35, 40 years. So I'm giving my shout out to you and Poncho and everyone else. Thank you so, so much for your support and love and allowing me to share my God, my higher power gifted talent. I am truly blessed. It took me a long time to understand why I was doing what I was doing. And then when I put the pieces together, I realized it would help me and it also helps others. It's very therapeutic, whether you are the creator or the viewer. So thank you.
And I
Don't
have a
make
really
me
good friend
cry.
of
No.
mine. I have a really good friend on here. Her name is Tony King, and she's definitely interested in a few pieces. So I hope that I can connect you guys so that she can
I
come
would
through.
love to meet with her and share. And Antoine's a witness, and I'm sure many other are. Or you've just realized that my personality. I will talk to you. I'll listen. I'll give you a bunch of energy.
And the thing that I really want people to understand is that even though you got to a bend and you went through a few things and you really only scratched the surface of how much stuff is really down there, like your sketchbooks and just
Oh
that
yes,
uncompleted work, and
just
there's
this. Look
so
how
much.
thick this is,
Right,
and that's only
right,
one book with
right,
4 or 5 pictures front and back to each section. Yeah,
right. And
interesting.
I want you to talk. Taquis has done a great job, but I want you to talk a little bit about the paint parties that you do.
Yes, the paint parties. Now that came to me driving up, and I'll give Cold Spring credit. I was driving home from work one day, and I was in deep meditation, prayer, self time, whatever. I pretty much be honest, I wasn't really paying attention, which I had no business driving. But anyway, it came to me, and I was asking. I said, "Please, what do I do? I would love to share what I do. I like people. I want to help people. I want to bring it to people." And before I went through the light, it was okay, bring it to people. What is that? That's being portable. What do I want to bring to them? The arts or paint. What is it to me? It's like a celebration and a recognizing of the arts. Party. And that's when Portable Paint Party was born, 3P. And then I went home and I took the idea to my mom and I showed her the logo I designed. And she really assisted me in us putting together the first advertisement of the card. And then it moved on from there. And again, people that knew my work and knew me started contacting me or seeing my advertisements. And it's been absolutely wonderful. I mean, when I go to schools or I go to senior citizen homes just to see, I love it when the people say, I've never done art. I can't do it. And by the time they leave, they're like, wow, I created that.
No,
And I love it because I've even had them contact and say, after the parties, I continue to do painting on my own. They love the relaxation, they love the closeness. And with my parties, the thing I really love about it is you have your own guests as opposed to going somewhere and you may not be familiar with who's there or you may want your own environment. That's the other thing. You're free to do your thing in the comforts of your space. I bring the paint parties to you. What they will, they're on 12 by 16 stretch canvas. So once you're done, you can hang it up even without a frame. We work in acrylics so that way you don't have oil paint on you. You have an awesome time. And what I tell people about the parties, because you'll see some paint parties and it's like everything looks identical. Not in mine. What the first thing I tell people is pretend I'm getting ready to ask all of you to make potato salad, giving you all the same ingredients. Now we all know no two people's potato salad is going to taste the same. We already know that. And neither were their original pieces. And I'll tell them, look at each other's pieces, or if you see a color someone created, ask them if you can use some of it. So it's like teaching, sharing, and freedom. They're free to take what I've given them and run with it. And we have a great time.
so that's amazing because when I've only been to a few paint parties, but 90% of the paintings at the end kind of look similar or close to, depending on the talent of the person that's actually creating. So that's actually a great point that, with you, it's kind of like almost individualized instead of because what happens is they show you this picture of what it's supposed to look like, and then they guide you through putting the picture
Hmm.
together. And then, like I said, according to each person's individual skill, it almost looks like a carbon copy, so to speak.
Right. And if you and I, if I suggest you go to my paint party album on Facebook, and you'll see the photographs, and I make it a point that you will see no two people's pieces are alike.
Wow.
And I specifically state original. It will be your original piece. It won't be that the 10, 15, 20 other people that attended have the same identical piece. And then you'll change things, you'll add things. And I love to see how they become more relaxed. And they even say it. They're like, this was wonderful. It was like me time. They got to enjoy me time with friends, family, associates. It's a great team builder. I don't remember the street, and every time I go take the paint party there, I always get lost coming back because it always wants to put me on the highway. But anyway, they have townhouses, and for their resident, they hire me to come in and have a paint party so all the residents can get to know each other. Like the towers, Edenwall, I think it's called Edenwall.
So
So
so this is the funny thing, because I told you that I was helping my mom move earlier today, and she actually just moved into a senior center. So now I'm going to talk to them about having you at their center to do a paint party and see if,
okay.
yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that.
I love it. And the ones that I've done at the old stadium place, I've done several there, and I love when we start talking and the history and the knowledge. And I've had them share with me, and it did bring a tear to my eye. They said, "Thank you so much," because it's rare that anybody comes in to spend time with us. And I love that because I was like, I am not there yet, but as I get older, I start sensing that. You do start feeling kind of shut off or limited, so the whole thing was for me to be able to bring it to you. So yes, I will look forward to bringing a paint party to your mom and her friends.
We're going to make that happen. And shout out again
Hey,
to my man, LeBan. He says your work is awesome. And for me, I'm the type of person that when someone is a peer and does something similar to you and they give you credit, that means more to me than just somebody that's just, you know what I mean? It's almost
I'm
like,
blessed to share my blessings. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
support and supporting and
Now,
caring.
he does all of this kind of 3D stuff and all of this,
Oh,
like
I'd
he's
love
on
to
the,
see his work.
oh my
Is he
gosh.
on Facebook?
Yes, he's on Facebook. His name is Laban Whitfield, Laban Whitfield, Whitfield.
Now it's going to be
Um,
funny. We're probably friends on Facebook, but
could be, and not
the
even
friend thing on Facebook tickles
right.
me. I do not know 5,900 people, but if you say so.
Right, exactly. But you know what? What ends up happening is it's almost like people will send you a friend request and it's like, okay, they don't look like a stalker, they don't look like a serial killer, they don't look like whatever. So you just accept them, and then before you know
Hmm.
it, you know, someone that you really know is trying to friend request you, and you can't do it because you're over 5,000 people.
You've exceeded the limit. Well,
Right.
I mean, it has its good points and it has its not so good. I mean, when it first started, I really was accepting friendship, thinking it was about the marketing and business. And then when I got to see what someone ate for dinner or what they did with their shoes or stuff like that, it kind of turned me off. And then I said, but no, there are people that when I filtered through all of that, if it wasn't for that, I never would have met you. I never would have met Siku. I never would have met certain individuals that I am so honored and blessed to have become acquainted with and friends with. And I consider you my dear friend and your wife. I love her to death. And guess what, everybody? His wife's my height. I love it. I have someone my height. Anyway, that's beside the point. But what I was going to say is, I would love for more of us to spend more time getting to know one another and what we're able to do and lift one another. More to me, like more, I don't want to say important because I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but we're all out here. We can help one another. We can really motivate one another and support one another. I wish and pray that we spend more time doing that. Yes,
Um,
Miss Pamela. I met her when I did the African American Heritage Festival We've had the most beautiful conversation. She is so sweet. Hi, thank you for joining us. This is awesome. This is terrific. And again, thank you for allowing me. You've given me the opportunity to share beyond what I was capable of doing.
Oh.
Oh, oh, wrong hand. See, this is driving me. Hey, everybody, guess what? What hand am I? This is the hand I use as an artist. What hand am I?
That's your left hand.
Nope, left.
That's
If
left.
you're
That's
like me,
it. That's your left hand. I'm used to this,
but you
so I
had to
can
think
tell.
about it because it
No,
looks like the right hand.
I'm used to this, so I can tell what you're holding up because
Just
I
being
feel the
silly.
same way when I hold up my right hand and it's on the left side and all of that kind of stuff. I've had to get used to this, but I definitely wanted to have you on just to have people have the opportunity to see. And I hate to keep saying it, but there's just so much more. Like there's like 40 or 50 pieces in some of those bins, and you just scroll through like the first 4 or 5. So
Well,
people,
you were.
at least this gives a people an opportunity to see. And then of course, I had the website on. I have to scroll up a little bit further to put it back up on there. But I had the website on, and there's definitely people on that are interested. So, I hope that we can connect you with somebody. And like I said, I'm determined we're gonna get you a show somewhere.
Well, thank you. This
I'm
is
gonna,
wonderful because I know there are many people out there that really needed to see the magnitude and the depth of what's going on. And how about this? We put it in 3D now instead of 2D on the social medias. Now it's actually at you. Now you can come in and join. Now you can discuss with me. Now you can feel like you've gotten to know me to a point and feel more comfortable. Because that's another thing I run into. Everyone's not comfortable going somewhere that they're not familiar with. So I can invite you to come see my work. But if you're not familiar with me or you don't have any idea what my personality is or the type of person I might be or my energy or my spirit, the likeliness of you joining me is very unlikely. So I
and
think we've
then
kind
just
of gotten past that.
and then just the fact that this is actually in your home, so you may not be comfortable with everyone
That too, definitely. That's why I
coming.
really steer towards the virtual or acquaintances with a
Right,
guest.
right.
So, and it's by appointment. So but yes, I really like doing the virtual because with the virtual, they can have as many people in it as they like. Like they can have a virtual party to Laura's gallery. Hey, there's an idea. Invite all your friends and have them all come in at to the virtual tour.
That's why when you told me to come over, I was like, "Hey, I hope you had some potato salad and some cooking." Or
I had some paintbrushes and some paint
no, you were actually
and an
working.
easel.
You were actually working. You remember you were on a meeting the first time I came over. So yeah,
I was on the meeting with Pancho,
yeah.
and I was working on the CD cover. Yeah. And in my spare time, I go to my full time work job.
Work job.
Yeah.
She said full-time work
My full time work job
job.
and my full time art job, or
Yeah,
me.
I love
Yes,
it.
I'm my job.
I'm really happy that we had the opportunity to finally do this because it's been a long time coming. Yes, Taquise, I have the. Oh, wait a minute. Well, okay, so hold on. We got to make sure we get this right because I thought you said Benson Originals FineArt.com,
Benson
but is it
Originals,
so?
fineart.com.
Okay, because she's just putting BensonOriginals.com. See, Taquise, come on, you got to make sure you give the right information. What are you doing?
Well, after Pancho helps me because he's been so wonderful. We're making it short and all under one umbrella because
Okay,
I've been Benson Originals, I've been Benson Originals Fine Art, I've been Heart to Art, I've been just Laura, it will
uh,
be from here on
it's,
out, Laura Benson Art.
that's going to be the
Short and
website.
sweet.
That's going to be
We're
the
going to have, we're going to work on that. That may stay the same. But my other links and connections, instead of like on Facebook being Laura Benson Artist and then on Instagram being Benson Originals, we're going to put it all under one so people can find me and know that I'm Laura. That's another thing. I usually sign my art just my first initial last name because with me growing up, most artists weren't women. You always heard of men artists or male artists. So
First
Now,
initial, first
yep,
initial, last name.
see, that is changing.
I'm gonna bring it
Everyone,
back
I
because
am Laura. Hear me roar. Laura Benson Art.
I'm gonna bring mine back because I want the whole name on that. No, I'm just
Hey, you could do that. You could do
no.
that. I let you do that. That's another thing with my originals, everyone. I don't have originals of all, I mean, prints. I don't have prints of all my work. I have a good amount of prints. I don't list them as limited editions, but in the prints that I have had done of my work, I have not had more than maybe 10 of the piece done in print. So the print you have, that, if I'm not mistaken, is the last one out of, I think, 4. So please know that my prints aren't in the thousands. When you get a print from me, I sign it personally, and it's probably only one of maybe 10.
Now here's mom talking about the t-shirt, so talk about that too. I love your family. They're on point. They're making sure they cover all of the bases. You gotta get us. You gotta have
Wait a
family
minute.
dinner tomorrow or Sunday now.
This, oh, wait a minute. I'm glad I have medical coverage because my grandbaby, we're celebrating her birthday at this trampoline air urban something place
Oh
that
yeah, been there,
grandmom's getting ready to do some rock climbing and
yeah.
trampolining.
Sprained my ankle on the trampoline. Been there, done that. Yeah.
Oh, you've been there, done that? Okay. Well, guess what? I could still paint even with a sprained ankle.
Absolutely.
Anyway, what my mother's posting now, she brought that idea to me about 2 days ago with the paint parties. And as you can see, it's going to, she wants, or we were thinking about it saying, I created a masterpiece at at Laura's portable paint party, and it'll be t-shirts. So that way you can have a t-shirt.
Okay. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So,
Oh, the other thing with paint parties, we shared that. Well, it's for pretty much the immediate, but as far as gallery space at times. Also, my works are available for usage. I do design illustrations for children's books and also book covers and CD covers. As far as the usage, also usage with fundraising, and that would be discussed in more detail, such as we did, Antoine, with the piece against domestic violence. And also, what else is there? I think that's
if you have a
it.
business, please order mouse pads and notepads.
Oh, yes, yes.
I love
And even the puzzles, especially with the pandemic and being at home, I hadn't done puzzles in years. I'm the artist, and my puzzle challenged me. People that have purchased my puzzles, and they've posted on Facebook and other places on how it was a challenge. They loved it. And I try to print pieces that you can't just see where they go. Like you really have to be paying attention because of all the colors. And when I was done, I felt so accomplished. I had achieved something. And it was a 110-piece puzzle, but it was great.
I haven't done a puzzle in probably 30 years.
Oh, well, then you need a puzzle. And it's therapeutic because you're actually taking time to focus on something other than everything. And for me, that's saying a lot. To hold me still long enough to do a puzzle, yeah, that took
Yeah.
a lot, but it
When
was
I
great.
was younger, puzzles and model cars used to be my thing. Putting together,
Hmm.
like, you get the car and it's in 100, however many pieces, and you put it
Oh, I
together.
remember that.
Car,
I
yeah,
actually, speaking of my mom, I talked her into getting me the Invisible Man. I saw all those freaking pieces to put that body together. Never happened. Never happened. I probably still owe her for that damn thing. It was about this tall. See, where am I at? Anyway, it was tall. And it had the heart, the intestines, the nerves, the vein, the brain. He was clear, and you put. But I loved putting things together, but no. So, um, what was I going to say? Oh, also with the paint parties, just so you know, they're not for just adults only. That's the other thing I love. I also do children's celebrations, paint parties, graduation parties, all of that. They're not just for children. Matter of fact, I did my granddaughter's one of her birthday parties. We did a paint party for her. Oh
Taquisa's just
yes, my
killing it
daughter.
right
Yeah,
now. Yeah, she's just killing it right now. You can put the
I've only
artwork on
done
the
it
dress.
once, and Sekou actually that was purchased, and it was different parts of my art, different parts of the dress were my artwork. I'm steering away from that right now because one, inventory. I do not have the space to have every size of every different apparel that I could put my art on. but it can be discussed if there's a piece that someone's interested in seeing about having it done. But I will be very honest with you, it can get very expensive. So, but thank you, baby girl.
I actually just had an idea that I'm gonna talk to you about that went through my head as you said that.
I do that to people. Every time
I
people leave,
just,
they're like, "You inspired me. You motivated me. I have all these ideas."
I
I was
just
like,
had
"Make
an
your head go
idea,
pop."
um,
Oh,
about
thank you, baby. Yes, fashion designers contact me, and also my art is available for movies. If people are putting together plays and movies, it can be used in backgrounds. And as you see, I have quite a selection that I'm sure there is a piece that would fit in exactly whatever you're doing.
any
Even
movie.
photo shoots as backdrops or back pieces. The work is available.
And again,
Just
for
contact Laura.
all of our musicians on here, she does, your CD cover, artwork, and all of that kind of stuff, man. It's everything, like
Hmm.
everything,
I
everything.
could take photos of the group and put it together as a collage, as I did Gentlemen's Club,
Yeah.
and create an atmosphere with the individual members.
Okay. There's your mom. Logo designs for your business or your club. I hope they on payroll. You gotta be paying them for
I
this.
know, right?
You gotta be
Thank you,
paying them
ladies.
for
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
this.
I'm not only available to do this, but for the younger crowd, you've seen some of my son's artwork. He's also available for commission and portrait work.
Yeah. Your son.
Yes, the entertainment business.
I know that the bedroom was off limits, but there's one picture that your son has in his bedroom that was absolutely amazing. I was like, wow, like
He keeps me in awe. I mean, he is
yeah,
off the chain amazing in his work. And you can see some of his pieces on my Facebook site, or you can look on at, I think it's Chase underscore Green on Instagram.
on and your
And
son
he
does.
designs tattoos. Yes,
I
yes,
love it.
yes.
I love it. Your mom and your daughter. Wait, shout out
Okay,
y'all
well, wait a
are
minute.
real
Since we're
MVP.
advertising, my mother does crochet animals, dolls, anything you'd like. And I mean, you have got to see these little guys are amazing. I mean, they are so detailed and accurate. So shout out to you, mom. She does crochet dolls, and you tell her what you'd like crocheted, and she can make it special for you as a gift for yourself or another. Yeah, we have a lot of going on in this family.
All right, mom, daughter, is there anything else that we need to that we need to put out there before we end this? Because they. I mean, here you go. What a team! Yes, what a team.
Oh, yes,
Wonderful.
my mother. Her children's book, Toulouse the Moose, is also available. Mom, you spelled the wrong, but that's okay in story. But I know you're typing fast. Anyway, yes, that's available on Amazon. It's an adorable little Christmas story shared between a granddaughter and a grandmom or
Oh,
whomever. So, and it's
let me find
beautiful
out.
illustrations.
Mom. Let me find out. I need
Hmm.
to get your mom on here.
Hey, she'd be interesting. You think I'm interesting? Oh, you'd be tickled. She's one of a kind.
Okay, so
Yes, we are.
I think
This
we've
has
covered.
been great.
Yes, it has. It has. And the thing that I want to just keep reiterating for people is like literally only touched the surface of the stuff that you have down there. It's absolutely amazing. So contact Laura, for a virtual tour. Um, don't plan anything for a few hours because if you're going to do a real virtual tour, it's going to be some time that you're going to need. So, oh God, did we do karaoke as well?
Okay, Mom, we're done. I love you. We're good. We're good, Mom. Stop, please. We're good. Thank you.
So for the virtual tours, again, do they contact you directly or should it be an email? How should they get in contact with
What they would do is they'd go on my website, and you can schedule in my website, and then I'll be emailed to notify me, and I'll state if that's a good time or we can discuss it further. You can also instant or IM me or messenger me, and I will contact you back. The same thing as far as the work. You've seen pieces here in the live show. You can also go to the website and go into the different categories, the medium or the category as far as like children, people, community, religion, spiritual. music, dance, a lot of different categories. Um, so yes, or you can go on Instagram or Facebook and see some photos. But I would really suggest that you contact me because there's nothing like seeing it live and also getting to hear the story behind the pieces.
And when y'all slide into her DMs and her instant message, make sure it's business only. I know she's a
Yes,
busy woman,
please.
and don't be in there trying to get you a date for Friday night and all of that kind of stuff and saying, I saw you on Antoine's show and I wanted to da 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 da. That's not the way we
Yes,
doing this.
I love people contacting me in reference to what I do, or if they need to have something commissioned and that. But I ask that you please keep it business related. I mean, it's nice compliments and stuff, but please let's just keep it business.
That ain't what
Thank
we
you.
here for, dog. That ain't what we here for. Well, thank you
See,
so much.
see this thing?
Oh, she
I
got
told because it's I want to fix something on this side. No, see, I wanted this. Okay, this has been great. Thank you. I've
you're
been
getting
silly enough.
totally you're getting totally like the left or right there. It's all
And
good.
speaking of left or right, especially with my brain, because I'm a left. See, looks like my right hand. I'm a lefty, which means the right brain, right state of mind.
Right.
And now you're also mixing because now this mirror thing where it's reversed. So okay. In
And at
short,
some point, let's talk about this real quick. At some point, you talked about doing another online auction sale kind of thing.
oh yes, and you're going to assist me with that. What I'd like to do is live on Facebook
Yeah.
sales, and pretty much what it's kind of doing is it's a I'll say trying to go through my pieces and be able to really give people the opportunity to sell them. So what we would be doing is I guess about an hour or 59-minute show on Facebook when we schedule it. And I'll be showing what I'll be starting with though are the print items or the purses or the puzzles. And then we'll move further. Or if you see a piece that you'd like me to focus on, you can contact me and we can do that virtually. So yes, we're going to be doing live sales on Facebook soon. And I'm looking forward to that. And you guys are laughing at me about this backwards thing. I even purchased the wrong numbers because each piece will have a number and then you'll contact me on what piece you'd like to buy. Well, the numbers I bought show up backwards on the screen. So I had to invest in some new numbers. So I'm getting used to this.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we'll definitely talk and make sure that we have everything in order when we put that out there, and we're definitely going to make that happen. So again, thank you so much.
Well,
You're so
thank you. And as,
you're so freaking talented, man. It's
oh, thank you.
amazing. It's amazing.
And as people would tell me when they come, I'm like a secret hidden treasure that no one knows about until they know. So thank you
And
for allowing me to share this.
and if y'all go to our house, she's gonna give y'all plants. She's y'all
Yuccas, hostas. You can't have my rose trees, or my lilacs, or my magnolias, or my peonies. And we're going to stop this because my mother will start talking about plants because she's worse than I am with plants. So we're going to keep it on the art note. Mom, Tyquise, everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Antoine. I love for you for everything you're doing. Thank you, and your wife. And tune in and look for us for the live sales. And also, please share the information with your friends, family, associates to go and visit Access Granted and see Antoine's, not just this show, but all his other shows. And also schedule an appointment to visit with me virtually. I look forward
So
to seeing everyone.
on Instagram, you are
On Instagram, I'm Laura Benson Originals. I'm Benson Originals on Instagram. I'm Laura Benson Artist on Facebook.
Facebook.
And when we get these all together, it will just be Laura Benson Art because
Absolutely,
that's direct. So,
absolutely. So this
and people thought we may not have enough to talk about. Ha! Little did they know.
we could have did this for another
Foolish,
2 hours if we really wanted to, but
right?
yeah, we're not gonna keep
Well, we gave
everybody
everyone a
in this.
taste.
But again, as like literally as soon as we end this broadcast, for those of you that are on YouTube, This will be available for you to, share wherever you choose to share. So please put that out there. And, I'm just going to put it out there and say stay tuned because I feel like there is definitely a big art show and a possible future gallery opening somewhere down the line in the future. So, whatever it is that I can do to help. I think I gave you $7 or was offering $7 towards the place the last time.
And I'll give it back to you. Hey, every little bit helps. I appreciate
Absolutely.
everything. I surely do. And
Absolutely.
we're claiming it. I appreciate that too. We're putting it out there. Anyone
Yeah.
out there that has a really large space that's
Shout
looking
out
to have turn it into an art type of community, that would be wonderful.
it's amazing. And
My baby girl, I love you. Thank you, sweetheart.
shout out to my brother Todd, not my physical brother, but my brother, my good friend Todd O'Banner. I showed you his link a couple of weeks ago, and his link or his online art gallery is actually open officially now as well, and he's
Oh, it
selling.
is okay because you were saying it was getting ready to open.
Yes,
Wonderful. Congratulations.
he has great B Gaddy pieces and the Baltimore Running Man and Len Bias and all of this stuff. Great stuff that he has on there. And if you come to my Facebook page, I'll share that page, as well, just to make sure that I'm getting all of you guys out there, man, because we have some amazing talent in the city. I keep trying to tell y'all, and people just don't.
Hey, next you should well, if he would do it, I don't know.
Your
My
son,
son.
yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
Yes.
We'll
Well,
definitely talk about
everyone, it's been a pleasure. I truly,
Great.
really, really, really enjoyed myself. Thank you. This has been
You still
wonderful.
got, and it's Friday, and you still got time to get to the club. You don't watch the whole show, and you
Please.
still got time to get out there and make it rain and all that
I
good stuff.
told you what club I'm going to.
Yeah,
What
she's
club did
going.
I tell you I was going to? Club
Uh,
what? What did I call it?
I
Club
forgot.
Night Night.
Yeah, Club Night Night. That's what it was. And
Exclusive only.
exclusive
One
only.
member.
There's only
Me.
going to be one person there. No bartenders and all of that stuff needed.
Yeah,
But
those days. You
and
won't
look
see
what
many of my paintings be about dancing anymore because my
and look what
club, yep,
look what
my
Taki
club
said. She
dead.
said her club bed.
Yep.
But Laura, I love you to death, man. I love not only like the artwork and everything speaks for itself, but just like your whole spirit and everything.
Oh, thank you. I love yours too, and you too, and you reaching out and lifting people and supporting them.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly
Um,
appreciate you.
make sure that you tune in. Our next show, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be. Let me look at this calendar real quick. Um, November the 22nd, we are going to have a speech from Arrested Development. I don't know if everyone is familiar
I
with
saw
Arrested
that. I saw
Development.
that. Yes,
We're going to
yes.
have
I'm looking forward.
Development on the show, along with one of his producers. That's going to be an amazing show. So make sure that you guys look out for that. Also, you can go to the Access Granted, the pod stream page on YouTube and look at all of our past shows. We've had Melba Moore. We've had some really, really amazing people from around the country because this isn't just a Baltimore thing at this point. That's the thing I love about this live stream. I can connect with people everywhere now. So we've had people from all around the country on the show. And just continue to look out because we have some really big stuff planned for 2022. But as I always tell people, regardless of who I talk to, wherever, Baltimore is still always the home base. So I'm always going to make sure that I show love to our people here. And that's why my good friend Laura is here because like I had to, spread the love and the word of all of the amazing stuff that you're doing. So we thank everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it again. Shout out to my sister. Gosh, what's her name? I forgot it. That face. Oh my gosh, Dewana, aka Foxy's baby. How could I forget my co-host name? Yeah, Dewana, aka.
Oh, you are going to hear it later.
I will. I will. But shout out to Dewana. Make sure that you tune into her show. She's live on Facebook and YouTube as well every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. You can look her up. But yeah, we got some great things coming, man. So just keep us locked.
And a shout out. I have a double shout out. You said,
shout it
okay,
out.
mine is, and I say it's in my spirit, and I carry it with me. Shout out to my peeps in Trenton, New Jersey and Ewing, New Jersey, the Jersey people. Yes, I still love you. I've been gone a minute. Yep. See, there's a PC to see. I represented you guys. And also Baltimore. Thank you for becoming my second home. I truly appreciate all of you. And most sincerely to my mother and my daughter,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you much. Thank you for
We
your
love you
support.
guys, and unless I schedule something else, which I don't plan to do, I'll see you guys on the 22nd.
Oh, yeah. He really likes me because he doesn't do Friday shows. And he made sure I knew that.
No, no, I mean, Friday is the end of the week. People are doing whatever else, and they don't
Well, you
always
did it for
chime in.
me.
But we
Thank
had a
you.
lot of people on this show tonight, so I thank you for promoting and getting the people in here. And this was a really great thing. So I thank you for that, because I'm going to go back and probably look at the numbers. And as far as YouTube, this is probably one of our most viewed shows on YouTube that I can think
Well,
of.
I had a blast. I've had a ball. And
Absolutely.
for those of you that know this is me. This is not just for the show. So,
It's not
but
just
wait a
for
minute. This is something I didn't share about myself. Guess what I am? I'm actually an introvert with an extrovert personality when it comes to these moments. I
I don't know
saw it
about
on Facebook and I shared it. It said, I'm an introvert on crack. Like, I just way out there. And then when the lights go out, the camera's off, introvert. So
So the
it's
lights bring
okay.
out Laura Benson, the artist, and then when they go off, you're just Laura again, and that's fine,
Hmm.
because
Yep.
trust me, as soon as I hit end broadcast, I'm back to Antoine again,
Yep.
and so that's how we do. But again, thank you everybody that tuned in. The show will be continuously available on YouTube. So make sure that you click on the Access Granted page on YouTube and share and all of that good stuff. And I will see you guys, at least for now, on November the 22nd with speech from Arrested Development. I love you
Looking
guys.
forward
Enjoy your
to it.
weekend. Be safe. Hope everybody had a chance to enjoy this beautiful weather that we had the past few days, because this is Baltimore and y'all know it's about to get off the chain. We might have 6 feet of snow next week. So
Yep.
everybody enjoy
Close
it.
your eyes. It'll be different.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. All right, we're out of here. And we
Okay.
don't have to,
Everyone, peace, blessings, and please stay safe.
please stay safe.